Hey everyone, this is Ben with RegisteredNurseRN.com. Imagine for a moment that you apply to the nursing school of your dreams. You are so excited and so pumped up. You went to the university and bought one of those t-shirts with the letters on it. You have bought some nursing school supplies. Maybe you even already sat for the nursing school interview, and you are so excited to go to nursing school and realize your dream of becoming a nurse. And then one day you go out to your mailbox and you find a letter addressed to you. You open the letter and it says something like this. Dear Mr. or Mrs. So-and-so, that's you. We regret to inform you that you cannot enter our program at this time. What? You mean to tell me that after I've applied, after I've set my hopes on attending this nursing program, that you're just going to shatter my dreams? That you're just going to make me look like a fool in front of my friends and mess up my whole career and education? Well, unfortunately, that happens every year. Nursing students will apply and then they will get a letter of rejection, and that can be so frustrating. You're going to feel like a failure. You're going to feel like you're not good enough. You're going to feel like, why me? Why is this happening? Did I make a mistake in applying? Should I not even become a nurse? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you some tips on what you can do if you receive one of those dreaded nursing school rejection letters. All right, number one, the first thing I'd recommend is have a moment or a day or whatever. Just vent and get down and get frustrated. Cry it out if you have to. I'm a man, I don't cry. But if you feel like you need to cry it out, cry it out. Talk to your friends, talk to your family, and just really just get the emotions out of your system. Just get it out. Then I usually pray when stuff like this happens. I'll turn to God. Lord God, why is this happening? Please show me what your will is for my life. Show me what you want to do, what you want me to do. Pray it out, cry it out, get down, and then here's the next step. Get over it. And I know that's easier said than done, but you just need to get rid of that negative energy and get a positive mindset and pick yourself up and dust yourself off, because you're going to make it. You're going to get into a nursing program and you are going to realize your dream of becoming a nurse, okay? Number two, you've got to be positive and think the best in a given situation. And I know that's hard, okay? You just got rejected. You don't want to think positively because you're thinking to yourself, my dreams are shattered. I've applied to this program and this has completely messed everything up. I'm going to have to wait a semester or a year or whatever. I might have to go to this different school that I didn't want to go to. Why? Try to think of the bigger purpose or the bigger meaning, okay? Because there's always that direct meaning or purpose of why it happened. Maybe you didn't meet their criteria, or maybe the nursing school is just backed up or whatever. That's the immediate purpose or the immediate meaning of why you were rejected. But there may also be a bigger reason. Timing is everything, and maybe the timing just wasn't right. For example, maybe you'll get rejected from this school, but next semester you'll get back into that same school, or you'll go to a different school, and then you'll meet the man or woman of your dreams. Hey, that has happened. We know some people, my wife and I, who have actually met in nursing school and ended up getting married. Or maybe you're going to go this semester and then that school has one of those like crazy school shootings, and you're thinking to yourself, wow, if I would have got accepted that semester, I would have been there in that. You never know why, all the reasons why you got rejected, but there may have been some blessing behind it that you don't even realize right now. So try to think of that positive, try to hold on to the blessing and think, maybe there's a reason. Let me just pick myself up, dust myself off, and put myself back in the ring. Number three, remember that failure isn't final and failure isn't fatal. You can recover from this. It's just a rejection, it's a setback. All people experience rejections and setbacks. It's just a part of life. I know I have. In fact, do you know that J.K. Rowling, the author of those super successful Harry Potter books, which I don't really like Harry Potter books, but you know, she's been a really successful author. The first time she wrote one of those books, she went through 12 rejections. No publisher wanted it. And then finally, someone picked it up, and then the rest is history. That book has become a huge, in fact, she's like the first author that has made like $1 billion off book sales, because that is how successful those Harry Potter books have been. Even someone like Steven Spielberg, you know, he's a huge director who's directed all those classic movies like Jaws and E.T. Extraterrestrial and all those movies. Well, he applied to the University of Southern California's School of Theater, Film, and Television 3 times back when he was younger, and he was rejected all 3 times. Well, eventually he got into some program, he dropped out, but he became a super famous director. The point I'm trying to make is that, yes, you're going to experience failures. You may fail HESI test or ATI test. You may fail the NCLEX once. You may fail a class in nursing school. You may get rejected 2, 3, 4, 5 times before you finally get into nursing school. That is normal. It's a part of the process. Failure helps us grow. Failure shows us that we really want something, because we'll get down about it, but then we'll pick ourselves up and go back at it. So don't get frustrated and don't let it overcome you. Number 4, you need to correct any problems on your end. Now, when you get rejected from a nursing school, it may not always be your fault. For example, maybe the nursing school only has 200 seats open for students and 1,000 students applied to the program. Well, they're going to have to turn down 800 students. You may have gotten rejected just because you just didn't make the cut that round. There wasn't anything wrong with you. You maybe have a great GPA, maybe you're a great candidate. It's just that they kind of went through some process and for some reason you just didn't make it. So not all rejections are your fault, but if there is a problem on your end, you need to take care of that. For example, let's say that your GPA, let's say the program requires a 3.0 GPA, your GPA was like a 2.9 or something like that, and you just didn't make the cut. Well, now's the time to maybe retake a course or take another course or something to get that GPA back up so that you'll meet the requirements. Or maybe you didn't score well on the ACT or TEAS exam. Well, maybe it's a good time to buy some study material, sit down, study that whole semester, get a better score, and then reapply to the program. Number 5, you need to be applying to other programs ASAP, just in case you don't get accepted into that same program you want to attend. And a lot of people have found success in this. We know of one person, for example, they applied to an ADN program. They got a rejection letter. Well, they turned around and applied to a different program, which was a BSN program. They got accepted into that program the first try. And then they got in there, they enjoyed it, they were glad they went there and that they didn't do the ADN program, and everything worked out. So apply to some ADN programs, apply to a BSN program at a couple or 3 different colleges. And that way, if you do get rejected from 1 or 2 or 3 of them, you may have a fallback so that you can go ahead and get some type of degree or be working towards becoming a nurse. So make sure to apply to those different programs. Number 6, use the time. If you're put back a semester, let's say you're going into nursing school and you can't take anything and you just have to take a semester off, use that time to be productive. Don't just sit around and be depressed and do nothing. Some things that you could do is, first of all, you could always apply for a part-time job at a local hospital or healthcare facility. That way you can get your foot in the door. You may even be able to get some paid scholarship program from the employer, because a lot of employers offer that. But you can get your foot in the door, you can work and get some real world experience, and you may even be able to make a connection there, like with a boss or with a manager, and they may be able to write you a letter of recommendation that you can use when you go back and apply again. Also, use that time to begin studying for some of these nursing classes. For example, let's say you have to take anatomy and physiology. Maybe you can get some flashcards or some study material and begin learning and studying, because you'll know you'll have to take it later on. Or you can get some of those HESI or ATI books or NCLEX study guides and begin studying day in and day out on that, so that way when you are accepted into the nursing program, then you'll be a step ahead of the other students because you've already been preparing. Number 7, if there are any prerequisites that you could take or other courses that you could take that you can apply towards your nursing degree, even though you're not in the nursing program, then go ahead and try to take those. For example, you may have taken some core classes at the university and you've applied to enter the nursing program, but you were rejected. But there may be classes like anatomy and physiology that you can still take even though you're not in the nursing program, because those are open to other health science majors. So take any prerequisite courses or any other classes that you can take that can benefit you in nursing school if you can't get in right away. And then finally, if you do have to go sit for another nursing school interview, you always want to make sure you do really well in those. Dress professionally, speak professionally, maybe take a letter of recommendation, and just really go into it with a professional mindset, because that is what they're going to be judging you by if they let you in. Now, not all schools use a interview process, but some nursing schools do. And if you do have to do it, make sure to nail it. And we have some videos and resources on our site to help you with that. So if you receive one of those dreaded rejection letters, your life is not over. You can make it. You can do it. Don't let that crush your dreams of becoming a nurse. You can get back in there and do it. In fact, you know what the difference is between a successful person and an unsuccessful person? People think, well, the successful person succeeded and the unsuccessful person was a failure, or they failed a lot. Wrong. Both people will fail. Both people will receive rejections, just like I already told you, and that's just a part of life. The difference is that the successful person keeps going. They pick themselves up. They get down about it, but they pick themselves up and they keep working. So that's what you got to do. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and have a great day.